Hello and welcome to another video in my series about the Aventuria Almanac. And this time I'm going to talk about this region here in the west. It contains Thorwal and the Gjalskerland. And I have a more detailed map of the region. Here, Thorwal goes from down here to here in the north. It is the territory along the coast. The territory inside these mountains is the Auckland. It doesn't belong to the Thorwal, and also these islands belong to Thorwal. The rest of the northern part here is the land of the Gjalsker. The Thorwalians mostly live in one way or the other from roaming the seas, and a few of them, especially inland, do also herd cattle and do farming, but most of the Thorwalians are pirates, traders, or fishermen. Their dragon ships called otters can be found all along the western coast, and where they go on raids often, or are pirates attacking other ships. But if you're not one of their arch enemies, then you usually don't have to fear too much, except for maybe getting into a brawl with them if you are in the same tavern as they, and they have again drunken too much. The sexes in Thorwal are completely equal. It is not unusual that a man with the kids in his arms is standing at the harbor waving his heavily armored wife goodbye while she goes on a raid during the summertime to as a pirate or attacking cities and plundering them. Because most of them are pirates, their social structures are also centered around their otters, their dragon ships, and all the people belonging to one otter are called the Otter Yasko. There are about 40 to 50 people, and they are led by a head man or a head woman who is elected by all the members of the Otter Yasko into the position, and it's basically the captain of the otter. And also these leaders, the head man and the head women, they elect among them one person to be the head man or head women of all of Aventuria, of all of Thorwal, which basically makes the Thorwalians the democracy of Aventuria. And in general, they're very freedom-loving. The religion of the Thorwalians sees the giant whale Swafnir as their highest god. He is also known through the 12 gods, but he is only seen as a demigod, as a son of Ether, the god of the seas. For the Thorwalians also sometimes worship Ether and other 12 gods, not all of them, but still for them Swafnir is the most important god, and Swafnir is to be set in an eternal struggle, eternal fight against the evil serpent, sea serpent Haranga, and at one time his strength will no longer be enough to keep Haranga at bay, and then the time of the last battle will come when all the souls who have entered the paradise of Swafnir will fight with him against Haranga and the followers of Haranga. The arch enemies of the Thorwalians are the Horasian Empire and the slaveholders of the south, especially Al-Anfa. I don't really know why they hate the Horasians so much, but for the slaveholders of the south, it's basically because they are slaveholders, and that is something the worst for the freedom-loving Thorwalians. And they have really no problem bringing up and thinking a ship of slaveholders after they've freed all the slaves here and killed them. Also, if you are a whaler, they will hate you with a passion, and they will basically bring you up and kill everybody and sink the ship without any remorse, because their highest god is a whale and every dolphin is holy to them. The Thorwalians are also known to drink a lot of alcohol, and one very famous schnapps comes from Prem, the Premian Fire. Prem is a city located somewhere here on this peninsula, and the Thorwal is probably one of the places on Aventuria where the most alcohol is consumed, maybe only rivaled by the dwarves and people from the Foundland. The Thorwalians are also very superstitious. A Thorwalian usually wears a lot of amulets and good luck charms against every kind of evil spell and curse and anything that could harm him, and he will see bad omens in a lot of things and always be reaching for his amulet to protect him against this evil. The clothing of the Thorwalian is, I have an image prepared for this of a very traditionally armored and equipped Thorwalian. This is a typical armor for the region, the toad's hide. It is a leather armor that is not too high in its encumbrance. He wears a skaya, this axe here, which is also very typical for Thorwal. He has an 4-tooth, that's a throwing axe, and also the helmet is very typical, and also the trousers here. The dress can also contain very unusual items. The Thorwalian might have gotten in one of the raids or something, so you can really find the Thorwalian to wear a very expensive or very extravagant hat or trousers or something from the Horasian Empire or from the empires of the south, if he just likes it, no matter if it really fits what he's wearing or not. Another thing you can see here is that he has tattooed arms, and probably more of his body is tattooed. I think you can also see tattoos here on his chest, and tattoos are also very common among Thorwalians. Most of them have them, and they just depict things from the sea, like a whale or dolphins, or just special ornaments or something like that. The Thorwalians in general are pretty easy to play when you're new to the Dark Eye, because they're very straightforward. They are in general very friendly, and they integrate well into a hero group, because it's just another kind of Otayasko to them, another community that has to stick together like the one they have on their ships. And it's also very fun to play them, because in general they are of good mood, and a Thorwalian that runs away from a problem or doesn't want to deal with something has yet not been found, and so you just play him, add the ability to hold a lot of liquor, and then you have a Thorwalian. Also, you can always justify to find the Thorwalian nearly all over Aventuria, because they get around a lot on their ships, and they even can go inside the continent by sailing up the rivers, because their dragon ships allow to also sail them on rivers. So that's about the Thorwalians. Then the last territory I want to talk about in this is the land of the Gjalsker. The Gjalsker are relatives of the Thorwalians. I think they have mixed with the Nivesen people, but the Gjalsker have not some things they have in common with the Thorwalians, but their culture is quite different. In general, they're very barbaric people. They are tough and rough people from the north, live in a barbaric life. You will find them they are very tall, dressed in furs, a huge axe over their shoulder. You can find them across Aventuria as mercenaries, and looking at them can be very intimidated, because they are also very rough and strong because of the environment they lived in, and they are not seafarers, pirates, merchants, or traders or something. They actually have a fear of the sea. The sea is the realm of a god of death, who is called Svafnir. He is also a giant whale, and they try to stay away from the seas. But nevertheless, as mercenaries, they can be found in other parts of Aventuria. And they mostly herd cattle. They don't do farming because the land doesn't allow it. And I have also an image of an Gjalsker scout, this woman. She is also typically looking very rough, the barbarian type with a huge axe, and that's how you can imagine them. They are typical barbarians and very tough and very close to nature. They not very advanced or very complex culture or something like that. So that's everything I wanted to say about these regions. If you have any questions, want to know more, then feel free to comment and ask something, and I might explain it. Else, thank you for your attention, and goodbye till the next video.